This week we're celebrating 150 years of college football, and of course the Princeton Tigers taking on Rutgers that first day back in 1869. Saturday against Dartmouth at Yankee Stadium, Princeton football. It'll be week 8. Coach, I want to go back to July. You had a chance to go to Yankee Stadium, throw out a first pitch before a Yankees game. Did you intentionally make sure you beat Buddy Stevens to the mound so you could throw to Gary Sanchez?
Oh, I was definitely throwing to Sanchez. John Mosley, the Yankee event guy, he kind of tipped me off. He's like, who do you want to throw to? He goes, well, Sanchez is going to be on this side. So I had a little tip on that. I'm a Yankees guy, so I figured that I should be able to do that.
Well, we'll talk a lot more about this game upcoming this Saturday as we go along. Let's go back to last Friday night, though. Jerry Price wrote it in his post-game recap. Not a lot of style points in a game like that, but a 21-7 win on national TV on the road against a league opponent gets you guys to 7-0.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's the objective. And, you know, whether it's weather conditions or short week or anything else, is to find ways to win. And we're doing a great job winning the turnover battle, being disciplined, not having penalties, doing those little things so when we make a little more error, we're still able to overcome it.
Saturday, you have a Saturday off, at least from coaching in a game. Did you get a chance to watch Harvard-Dartmouth live, or were you actually spending some time with your family?
Well, I actually came in because I couldn't sleep on the bus and then got a little bit of rest. I came in the office around 7 a.m., watched our game, started watching Dartmouth. I went home, I turned on the Michigan game, and next thing you know, I fell asleep, and my phone had a million texts about the Dartmouth-Harvard game, so I did watch the second half.
Let's kind of look at this game coming up. I know you're going to say it's just another game week, but it's 7-0 and it's 7-0. And in the Ivy League, obviously the regular season means everything. It's Yankee Stadium. There's been so much buildup. Does this week feel a little bit different?
Not to the coaches and players. I think for everybody else, which is really awesome. We have so much support, our administration, our alumni, our community. For everybody else to get a chance to enjoy this, enjoy the 150, enjoy, two teams that are undefeated, that's great. For us, yesterday was, we had Tuesday, we had Wednesday, we had Thursday. It's about, doing the things in preparation that you have to do.
Take a look at your opponent, Dartmouth, one of the top 15 offenses and defenses. You guys nationally fit into that category as well, so this should be a great matchup. Dartmouth offensively, they have Jared Gerbino, they have Derek Kyler, two very different looks on offense. What's the challenge that presents for your defense?
Yeah, well, Gerbino, and anybody who's followed us, 2 years ago, he rushed for 200-plus yards, not single-handedly. It was a collective effort, but he was just the outstanding player on the field. And then to see Kyler emerge as a passer last year, it was kind of both of them. And then Gerbino's improved his throwing significantly, so he's taking the majority of reps at quarterback with Kyler coming in. They've scored almost every 2-minute drive. He comes in specific situations, and almost every time he's in there, they're scoring. So, both of those guys, and, Drew Estrada and Hagdorn, receiver, are just great threats.
Your quarterback, we talked a lot about Kevin Davidson after that 7-touchdown game at Bucknell to set the school record, and then 5 touchdowns a couple weeks later on the road against Brown. He started 8 games in his career, and he's 7th all-time on the Princeton record book for career touchdown passes. Talk about how Kevin's evolved, somebody who hasn't had a lot of reps as a starting quarterback but looks the part.
Yeah, and it's just not just the touchdown passes. Like, that part's great, and you want to score, but it's his maturity. Last week was not ideal conditions. He did a great job managing the game, making good decisions, getting us in great field position. Running, throwing the ball to the right guy, making the right reads in the run game, all those things that come with a maturity that you wouldn't think he's only started 8 games.
We talked a lot about it on Friday night on the radio broadcast with Cornell playing that 3-3-5 defense with that extra safety. You guys seem like you've been able to do some interesting things now that you have so much depth in the secondary. How much does it help having that experience and just that number of guys to rotate through?
Yeah, Sultan Shabazz has been our nickel. He had 2 interceptions as the nickel.
He leads the Ivy League with 3.
Yeah, and both our corners were game time decisions. We decided they just didn't have enough practice reps. They got a lot healthier as the week went on last week, but I didn't feel 100% comfortable. And Sultan, who hadn't played corner since since camp. He went back outside at corner and played a terrific game. He and Matt Winston both at corners, and Trevor Forbes and TJ have done really well at safety. And this is going to be the ultimate challenge, because the way these guys throw, the big plays, and the receivers, tight ends, backs that they have, they've hit more big plays than any team I have seen. When I watch a big play tape, usually you can get through that pretty quickly. It took a good hour and a half to kind of, watch those plays.
Princeton and Dartmouth at Yankee Stadium. Both teams ranked, both teams 7-0, meeting for the second straight year when both squads are undefeated. 3:30 kickoff at Yankee Stadium. You can listen on the Princeton IMG Learfield Sports Network and watch it on ESPNU. You have Alabama, LSU, and then Princeton, Dartmouth, the two top games in the country this week.
Yeah, well, it gives. I hope people come to the game, but it does give them an outlet to watch it if they're not able to make it.
Coach, good luck Saturday.
Thanks, Cody.